Vote for whoever you want to. Don't put a label on somebody. Who cares?
Why don't you run for president?
I might would be a good president, I think.
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 20. Can you believe that? Episode 20.
Pretty crazy.
It's actually Monday. Normally we record on Fridays. I got an IUD taken out.
Jump right in, huh?
We are. I got an IUD taken out and then a new one put in, and I wasn't expecting, it hurts, but I wasn't expecting after.
Does everyone know what that is?
Yeah, it's like a birth control. It sits in your uterus so you don't get pregnant because Jeff won't get his dick snipped.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Starting off with a bang. I said after this one wears out or whatever, then I promise I'll get it done.
Yeah, I'm not doing it again. It was my old one was like stuck because it had been sitting there for 5 years. And I was in no shape or form. I thought I was going to vomit on the table because it hurt so bad.
Well, warm up the audience a little bit.
Well, that's how it goes.
So that's why you didn't do it on Friday.
Yeah, that's why we didn't do it on Friday. I was like not feeling good. I told Jeff, I was like, can you pick up Lawson from school? And I felt just crampy. You bleed all day. And I was just in, no form. But you did good. You took the kids for me. You played mom and took them up to the clubhouse and fed them. And it was nice. And I watched, Jeff told me, I watched the it's not Netflix, Paramount Plus documentary on JFK. Jeff told me to watch that because he started the first episode and it was really, really good.
So good. I love a good conspiracy, and like JFK
but these doctors,
is the top of the list.
I know. These doctors, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to transition a little bit. Anyways, happy 20th show. We got to 20. We're chugging along.
We are. And thank you for liking, tagging, subscribing, downloading. Thank you for continuing to watch. Somebody wrote
that would have been a better way to start. But anyways, we're already too far.
Well, that's how it goes. Somebody wrote me and told me I need to dress better. So that's why I'm wearing my PJs today.
Oh, this is a spite outfit?
Yeah.
I like it.
They wrote me and said, you need to dress better on the podcast. So this one's for you, the person that wrote me. And I love these PJs. They're very comfortable. And it's kind of like when people, there's always going to be somebody that says something. And this podcast is for us to talk. It's for you to come here and listen or watch and laugh and us talking about real life things. If you're coming to this podcast to watch a fashion show and to watch makeup and fake things, then go on. This podcast isn't for you.
Yeah.
So
I like I wouldn't say disorganization, because there are producers that are watching that work hard on this show.
Very hard.
But it's like I'm involved in a TV show and it's very produced, and we have not produced in the way that it's all laid out, and I like this podcast to feel like you're just hanging out at our house. There's no agenda. There's not really anything listed that we have to talk about. It's just like this would be if you're hanging out with us. So I like the way it is like this. I
do too, and this is how I look on the weekends. So nothing fake about here.
Yeah, you run a brush through your hair at least for this.
I did.
I know.
I did. I put on my makeup and I ran a brush through my hair. Jeff's boss was like, quit hiding your face with your hats. But I had to hide.
No blanket today? What about the blanket haters?
Well, I know. I don't know why everybody hates a blanket so much. Sometimes it is cold down here. I just wanted the person to see my full outfit who said I needed to dress better. And I wore the socks and sandals for you too.
Anyways, well, there you go. And I just threw on a sweater jam because tis the season.
Yes.
I love my sweater jams. I don't know why. I wear a V-neck to work every day, so.
You look good in sweaters.
I love sweater jams.
I had to go to a tailor today, and this man walked in, and he reminded me of you. He's like a nice looking man, and he was getting a sweater and like jacket tailored, but y'all were like the same height, like built the same. He had salt and pepper hair, and I laughed to myself because I was like, that guy's cute. And I was, of course I think he's cute because he looks like Jeff.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. compliment.
Would you cheat on me with someone that looked like me, or would you try to get away from this? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I never think about that. I don't know.
Well, obviously you did, because you were checking out that dude in the tailor
No,
shop.
he just walked in and he had like a sweater jam on. And I was like, he had on cloud shoes, like how you would wear.
These are on clouds.
Oh, I didn't
just,
even
like,
know these were on
different-
cloud.
yeah.
He had on cloud shoes and y'all were like built the same. And
Did he have palm trees on his sweater?
No,
jam?
but he had like a sweater jam and he kind of like looked like, what's the clothing line you like? Is it Barley?
Built?
Barley
Faraday.
clothing? Verity.
Yeah.
He kind of like dressed like that and then the salt and pepper hair. I was like, that looks like Jeff. He reminds me of Jeff.
Here's a good tip. I don't know how many guys listen to this podcast, but if you don't have like a lot of money and you just get like an average, you just shop like at a store that's not like a Nordstrom's or anything, like fitted like Faraday or anything like that. If you get a good tailor and tailor like your jackets or a nice shirt, just make it tailored to your body, whatever your body type, that ups your game big time, I feel like. And I didn't learn that till later on. And it just, I'd go to downtown like LA. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was so cheap to get stuff tailored, and it makes it look like you paid a lot of money, but you don't have to pay a lot of money. So the tailor game is something that people don't know.
I read that in like one of, like the, not CoverGirl, it was a magazine like that. They said that if anything, get your clothes tailored and it'll look nicer. But you know what? Some people just have that body where I have a girlfriend like that back in North Carolina. She shops at TJ Maxx all the time. And
That's
everything she wears,
yeah,
I would always be like, where did you get that? That is so cute. She has that body. I'm talking about Jennifer.
Oh, because she's tiny. Yeah.
I know, but my mom, same thing. My mom, whatever she puts on, she looks good in because she's tiny. And I'm like, if I put that on, I would look ridiculous.
Different things look, different people. But like I said, if you get it tailored, if you get something like boxy, like from TJ Maxx, and you tailor a little bit, no matter what your body type, it just fits you personally better and it looks better.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went into that, but maybe.
But you're one of those people. You're the male version of Jennifer. Like anything you put on, you look good in. And I'm not just saying that because we're married, but you've always been that way.
Ooh, I'll take the compliment.
You do. You would go in Nordstrom Rack and just find something and everything always looked good on you.
Yeah, I am, because I'm kind of like the average. I'm a little heavier now, but 5'11".
You're not.
200. I should be like 185.
I think I can wear Jeff's pants. I think your pants would fit me.
Maybe they need to tailor it a little bit.
I think your pants probably wouldn't even fit up over my booty. For real. But
yes.
Let's change gears.
Yeah.
It is, y'all are listening. It is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So it's Wednesday. You guys are going to get this Thanksgiving's tomorrow. It's funny. So today's Monday, but they'll be listening on Wednesday. So that means your birthday just passed, but it's officially tomorrow.
I forgot. Yes, my birthday is tomorrow.
What do you mean you forgot?
I'm going to, I don't ever celebrate my birthday or do anything.
I don't, for sure.
And it just so happens that Mariah Carey is doing a concert here, a Christmas concert, and it just so happens to be on my birthday. So why not make an excuse? But I'm more excited. I'm going to a Christmas bar, and I'm very excited
like
about
those pop-up bars.
Yeah. But in Chicago, we went to one with Dagmara and Vito. Do you remember that? And it was so
I think I do.
fun.
Yeah.
And all I remember about that, I felt like we were the oldest ones. It was a bunch of 20-year-olds. And remember that 20-year-old kept trying to
I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like,
with you.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And Tony was with us.
Yeah. And Tony's like, you can't get into trouble. You want me to do something about this guy? And I was like, this was a couple of years ago. So I was in my 40s. I'm like, no, Tony, it's all right.
No, I think we just had Lawson.
I might have been like 40. But it's called like, I forgot what street. I've been out of Chicago so long now. But like the Viagra Triangle, that's what it's called. So we were down there, really popular part of the city.
Yeah.
Like Hugo's Frog Bars down there, the steakhouses. I love that area. But we were at some like college bar. I want to say Mother's, but it wasn't Mother's. It's like in that little area.
And it was so much fun. But going back to Tony, he just cracks me up because Tony did he's a wrestler. He knows jujitsu.
We talk about Tony every episode.
Tony,
Next
I know
time
you
he
love it.
comes in, we got to have him sit in for a segment.
But Tony was like, you want me to do something? I was like, no, you can't do anything. He's like a 20-year-old kid. He's like, Jeff can't, but I will.
He was giving me a shoulder, though.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to dance. And I was like,
you're
that
too
kind
old.
of dance. I know. But the old me, I was kind of like, oh, this guy wants to throw down. And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. I'm 40.
You're probably like his parents' age.
I would feel like, you just beat up your dad, dude.
I watched Jeff this summer with those boys with football, those high school kids with football. And they're like, let us see what you got.
And, take it easy.
And Jeff was running, like trying to block the guys. No, but you compared to those high school kids, you're as old as their parents.
Okay, I was barefoot and drunk. I'm just happy I didn't blow out my ACL or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. I got this dry cough and I'm sorry.
We've had it for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Mine's finally like at the tail end, but I think it's just something going around that is just like lingering. You're a lingerer, man.
I'm walking around with, do you have to let it linger?
No, you didn't get my reference.
Oh, I thought that's what you're doing.
No, I was doing James
song.
Franco. Remember, he's like, you're a lingerer, man. Remember that one?
No.
When he sells drugs with Seth Rogen?
No.
What are you talking about?
What movie?
That's what I'm trying to think of the name.
Not super bad.
No, not super bad, but like that.
War of the Worlds.
No, that's not even, This Is the End is what you're thinking about.
Oh, This Is the End.
Yeah. No, what's it called? With James Franco and Seth Rogen. Remember? What's it called? The Weed. Oh my God. Everyone out there, speaking of Tony, he's probably like, oh yeah, Pineapple Express.
Oh,
you never saw Pineapple Express?
No.
You're a lingerer, man. The guy's a lingerer, man. It's the best. You never saw Pineapple Express?
No.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
I thought you were singing the Cranberries song.
No, I know what you're talking about.
I love that song. I love getting drunk and listening to that song.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take a little break. I can't believe you haven't watched that movie. Man, there's so many good movies you haven't seen. I want to talk a little bit about JFK when we come back because I like a good conspiracy theory. Okay. And then we'll get into Thanksgiving stuff and all that.
Okay. Okay, welcome back. We're going to talk about JFK, that documentary.
Well, just real quick. Yeah, I don't know the name. It's on Paramount Plus and it just came out.
I think it's The Doctors.
Oh, yeah. It is something about the
something
doctors.
Is doctors.
The doctor's point of view.
Yeah, my phone's dead. So.
Yeah, but there's also, if you guys are into like that JFK stuff, there's a good Oliver Stone documentary that he put out maybe a year ago now. And that's really good, too. It really changed my mind and my point of view. Because originally I thought the mafia killed...
That's what you always said.
Yeah, I thought the mafia killed JFK. Because they're definitely involved in some way. Because I hope people aren't bored because I'm so fascinated. I love this stuff. But so JFK got some votes from the mafia. Okay, so he kind of had like a little agreement with them. Like they'll get their people, the Italian people, to vote for JFK, but you kind of got to back off a little bit. Whatever, I don't know the specifics. But anyways, then his brother, Robert Kennedy, kind of came out with a task force to get rid of the mafia right after JFK got elected. Yes. So I thought they really had something to do. And then Jack Ruby kind of kicked around with mafia guys. So there was another tie there. But then I watched Oliver Stone's documentary, and he really pointed out a lot of government discrepancies, like timelines and different people in the government at that time that wanted him out. And this documentary shows the doctors and what they saw that day. And it's like, I understand people don't, are just like, well, whatever, you could make anything a conspiracy. But some of the details in what the doctors saw, as opposed to what the government put out, what happened.
And they seemed so genuine and the way they all explained it.
And they all had the same story.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. Because you would think if you were making it up after so long, your story would change a bunch of times. You know how they normally say that when somebody's lying?
Yeah.
Your story kind of changes because you make yourself believe one thing and then another. And all of them had the same story. It was like 8 doctors.
Yeah, and they all kind of remember what happened that day and how he came in. And it's just the way they took him out of there too. When the government moved in and took them out, it's like they, you know, I don't want to ruin everything if you guys are into that, because there are some new things that come out there, but it's just like, you know, they did their own thing. The government took his body, didn't let anyone else know, and it totally contradicted the reports that the original doctors saw, like the entry wound on his throat, you know, his windpipe or whatever. Then, you know, the back of his head, not to be graphic, kind of got blown.
There was brain matter, they said, like on...
right, but
they showed like the seat, and you know, before that documentary, I didn't know, and I might sound silly, but I didn't know he was shot twice. I thought he was just shot in the back of the head, and that's what killed him.
Right. So their story is that there was 3 shots fired at hit the back of his head.
Yeah.
And what the doctors are saying that one went into his neck, and then one went into his head. And if you know anything about like a gunshot wound, it goes in and leaves the little hole, and then when it exits, leaves a big hole.
Right.
So that's, I mean, to me, that's what explains the back. And then remember, Jackie O kind of jumped on the back of the truck to kind of like grab the piece of his head. So if that was shot in the back, why would I just, it doesn't add up to me. And maybe it is a conspiracy theory, but I don't know. I just love...
I'm a conspiracy
And why would they cover it up and they let out some details? Why don't they let out the rest of the documents? Like Biden tried to get those documents unfrozen. Trump tried to get them unsealed. Yeah. And they can't get them out. They said they released a lot of the information, but there's still some that they're holding back. Mm-hmm. So
are any of those people that worked in the government still alive? I would think so. Well, depending on how old they were, I would love for them to interview those people. Well, but they probably couldn't talk because they would be dead.
Well, not dead. I don't know what would with the repercussions of it, but it's
probably not good.
It shows that the government could cover something up. That's what it shows me.
The government covers up a ton of stuff. I don't trust the government. If you hear something, it's our kid.
Yeah.
So sorry. I don't trust our government.
I don't either, but a lot of people are saying the government's too dumb to pull off something like that. You know what I mean? And then they wouldn't be able to keep people quiet because everyone likes to talk. I don't think so. I think it shows, like, if it does come out that they tried to cover something up, it shows that the government could be nefarious and get involved, which I totally think they do. And if that's questionable, then what happened to Jeffrey Epstein? Because nobody's questioning that. And it's another one of my favorite conspiracies. Because I am so obsessed with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't even know if we've talked about this, have we?
No, I know you do on your show. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell not talking? Where are those tapes? Where are those tapes?
You mean the tapes? You know, he had every room in his house bugged with like video and audio.
Yes, and wait. Before we keep going,
is that the tapes you're talking about? Yeah, in his New York mansion.
Yes, and like, what's the Prince Charles? Prince Andrew. I'm sorry, Prince Andrew stayed at his house, and they said he's got tapes, and I'm like, where are those tapes? And I do not believe when he was in prison, all of a sudden, the cameras stopped working. 2 of the cameras. One pointing directly at his cell stopped working. And one just, like on the tier, that went out too. That shows the whole tier block. So you can't see who went in and out. They killed him because he was so powerful and he had so much dirt on everybody. Bill Clinton would be demolished. Well, there's definitely a manifesto of who was on that flight to that dirty island. On that island. Yeah. Yeah. So, there was people from other countries were involved, heads of our country, Bill Clinton, you mentioned. There was a lot of other people involved, though, too. High profile actors. I just read a thing. Now, this, I don't know if this is true or not. I did just read something. This girl who was a Jeffrey Epstein victim was going to testify against Ghislaine Maxwell, like what was going on, and she's dead. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if somebody made up that story and they just put it on Instagram, because sometimes there is like fake stuff on Instagram. But I started going down the rabbit hole, and then I'm like, what's this girl's name? And I recognized her face, but I recognized her face just from like, when they would do the victims, because I've watched like all the specials, Netflix. That's what Jeff and I watched, was the Netflix. I think it's called Filthy Rich. Yes. If you don't know what we're talking about, watch that. Oh, so
Yeah,
we
definitely
can
watch that.
talk about it. But like I said, I don't want to spread rumors. I don't know if that's true or not, but they did say this person did die. If it is not fake news.
One of the guys that actually, he's like an accredited autopsy guy. I don't know what you know, they do, but same guy who like looked at JFK, but I don't know if he looked at him. Remember that guy? His name's Michael something. He does all the
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
all the HBO documentaries and stuff like that. He's the one who did the autopsy on Jeffrey Epstein.
And what did he say?
And he said his neck was broken, like in a way that someone killed him. Not in a way that commits suicide, because he explains it all.
Do you think the guards were paid off
Yeah.
to stay quiet?
I think the guards they were supposed to check on him like every hour or two, and they didn't check on him for 8 hours, and then both cameras ended up going out, and then he gave his autopsy diagnosis. This guy has no reason to lie. He's an accredited doctor, right? Who's been in the industry forever. He said if Jeffrey Epstein hung himself, first of all, the angle was really weird, and he didn't know if he'd have enough. His neck was cracked, like broken in half. He didn't think he'd have enough leverage to break his own neck. And if he did it himself, I mean, you guys can't see the video, but it'd be above his Adam's apple, right? Because he'd be hanging himself. The break happened below his windpipe cracked and below his windpipe.
So why is nobody investigating?
That guy testified that he thought he was murdered. That the way the sheets and everything was cleared out of his cell, by the way, too. There was no photographs taken after. They cleared everything out. There was no like crime scene. Yeah, they got him out of there. There's no like crime scene photos. So again, if you guys think we're crazy, yeah, we are. But it just goes to show with the JFK thing. Now there's new things coming out. If you want, I know people go down these rabbit holes. We'll save the aliens for another time. It's just, maybe it's my distrust for the government. It's just, I think they can cover things up if they wanted to.
Well, yes, they're powerful. And that's what they were saying with JFK. That's why they said the government wanted him, if the government did do it, they said because he was so powerful, he was so liked.
Do you know what else?
We don't have that problem now because
me on that video is like the pride people had for our government back then.
Yes.
Like when it rang out. Yeah. When it was respect. When the word got out that JFK died,
people
like
crying.
They show footage around. Everyone at that time remembers exactly where they were. Kind of like our 9/11 in some sort of aspect. It is kind of, but my point is that everyone was crying and they felt remorse. Like this great leader of our country died, and there was such pride in our country.
Stop. He was Democrat too.
Yeah.
See, it's like now it's so divided. I won't get too much on that, but I'm saying he was a Democrat and it didn't matter. Even people who were Republicans were crying because he was so loved.
But just mothers and parents and kids, it's like, and there was a moment of remorse and sadness, right? Take whatever side you're on these days. Take Biden or take Trump. If one of those guys were assassinated, the other half would be cheering in the streets, not crying.
There's no respect anymore.
There's like our pride for America has really gone away.
Well, now, COVID,
especially when you watch those old videos. Like
COVID's made it worse. COVID has really, I feel like that's like when it divided everyone. And even now to this day, just like you said, it's just, even with schools, like schools now, it's like, oh, that's where all the Republicans go. That it's school. It's school.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the principal's a Democrat. It doesn't matter if the principal's a Republican. They're there to teach your kids at school. Who cares? Why is that such a big deal?
I think if you're too far left or too far right, then they have their own agenda of what they're teaching your kids. And if, the head of that school has an agenda, then the curriculum kind of comes out. Say it's far right, which is an example of far left, and you're on the opposite side of that. Then you have a problem with what they're teaching your kids because it's the exact opposite. That's why there's such divide. But I don't know how everything became so political. You know what I mean? It's almost like, in some, just like gym class has become political. Hey, maybe we should get in shape, as a country a little bit. That seems to be like a Republican point of view.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I think so.
Is that stuff you talk about on your show?
Yeah, a little bit. But it's just, I don't know. I don't want to get into politics because people are so tired and overwhelmed that I don't want to bring it into podcasts. But yeah, it's crazy.
It's like, let's just all get along. Everybody just respect each other. If you want, vote for whoever you want to. Don't put a label on somebody. Who cares?
Why don't you run for president?
I would be a good president, I think.
Hey, we got a meeting with China. I'll just tell them we'll call them back. We'll do it tomorrow.
Hey, I would bring the peace. I would be like a peacemaker.
You would bring the PJs.
I would. Yeah, actually, they would think America, they would be like, she's a disgrace because look at me.
Hey, Xi Jinping, why don't you slip out some PJs and we'll talk later.
But yeah, so I hope you guys, I hope we don't sound crazy with the conspiracy theories.
No, I love it. I mean, if you do, yeah, whatever. But yeah, that was good. I don't want to get into politics.
Yeah.
When we finish this thing off, let's talk about our Thanksgiving, maybe like traditions, our favorite foods and stuff like that, what we're making.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, welcome back. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving traditions. And for us, we normally do like a Friendsgiving because when we lived in Los Angeles, everybody went home for Christmas with their family. So Thanksgiving was always spent with friends. And then when we moved here to Denver, I think we continued that because we would always spend Thanksgiving with Bob.
Yeah,
our friend Bob.
Yeah, they were great. So I got a funny little story. And it was a long time ago, so I'll tell the story. But you know what I'm going to tell, right?
Which one?
So Bob, a friend of ours, he kind of, we had a great group of friends. And Bob happened to be friends with Lance Bass. I'm not like dropping names. And then Lance would graciously invite all of us over to his house with Bob and Eddie. I mean, the whole crew. So I don't need to name everybody in there. They're all great. And we had the best Thanksgivings. But one Thanksgiving, we brought our buddy Donovan over. Do you remember that? We brought him over a couple times.
Oh, God. What did Donovan do?
This was before kids. This is a while ago. And Lance already knows this story. But remember I made that pumpkin bread? I made like pumpkin bread and I brought it over there.
Okay.
And we just put it on like the dessert table, but nobody ate it.
Okay.
And it was just like still wrapped up the way I brought it. I'm like, nobody unwrapped this and like put it out and no one wanted to eat it. So me and Donovan got drunk and then I go, dude, my pumpkin bread's still over there. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, dude, put that under your coat. I'm like, take that back home. And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, dude, take it. Like nobody ate it. I'm like, they don't want to open it. I'm like, we're taking it back. And Donovan put it under his coat. Remember on the way home, we were like laughing and eating the pumpkin bread.
No, I don't remember that at all. If you have ever met Donovan or seen Donovan was
stole back the pumpkin bread.
Jeff's friend in LA when he was like 24, and Donovan hasn't changed a bit. No. Donovan's been every step of the way. Like after Big Brother, we took him to one of those CBS parties. He just is always doing something, like eating all that food.
Remember, we got to that party and it was like all those celebrities, and we were just like freaking out because everyone was there. And he had one plate and he piled on sushi like a foot tall. And I'm like, Donovan, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean all this stuff is free? I'm like, I'm pretty sure we can come back and eat more if you want. Because we're so used to be like broke, out of work actors. And, and that's just how I don't know. We had, oh my God. That's another person we need to get on here because we have so many stories of us
Jeff
just being
needs to have I'll step away and Jeff can have all his guy friends on here that their Vegas stories, everything. Donovan.
But anyways, I thought that was a fun, because I just want to bring it back to Thanksgiving. But that's embarrassing. But
I thought you were going to say he popped in, Donovan would get drunk and be like, you want to see a magic trick?
Oh, yeah.
That's how he would walk up to girls and be like, you guys want to see a magic trick? And he always messed up because he was too drunk on it.
Oh, he did magic. I have video of him doing magic tricks at that
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Specifically from that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But anyways.
Wait, let me tell that was my first Thanksgiving where I think that was my first time in LA, right? Spending Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because I think we went by Bob. Bob used to do it all the time and then we switched off.
And there were all those people. And it was my first time. They were like, this is Okay, so this is dressing and this is vegan dressing. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, what is vegan? And I didn't know what, and I was like, that's so
I didn't know what that was either.
Yeah.
Until I was in.
I didn't know what vegan, gluten, like all this stuff.
Yeah. Before I moved to LA, I've never even heard of that stuff.
Yeah. I was like chain restaurants, and I was like, this is a new world to me.
And then, all right, last one, because no one knows what we're talking about when we talk about our friends. But Bob in his apron singing Last Christmas.
Oh,
that's kind of like a Thanksgiving
that's a
tradition.
thing.
So
yes.
Bob, if you're listening, we love you, buddy. That's always a memory that's tattooed in my mind.
And he always made the best food and worked so hard in the kitchen for everybody.
But also incorporated us into like that small little community, which I appreciate, you know, because you were having a tough time.
And then Jeff, now here in Colorado, like I said, we would do Friendsgiving. This year, my brother was supposed to come Labor Day, and then I called him to come around my birthday. And because of his job, he couldn't come on my birthday because I was going to make him go to Mariah Carey with me. But he is going to be here on Wednesday. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And what's your favorite? Because I'm cooking. Here's what I'm going to do. I just got like a big turkey breast. I'm not doing a whole turkey because it's just
only us
and your brother. So I'm not doing a whole turkey. This is the first year I'm not doing that. So I'm just doing a big turkey breast that I'm going to smoke.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to smoke a couple ribs while that's going because
love ribs.
Why not? And then I got a ham for you because you like ham.
Okay. I love ham on Thanksgiving. Turkey to me, I have to eat turkey when it's hot because, and I know I'm going to sound weird, when the next day, if turkey's reheated, it stinks to me and it grosses me out.
See, I love it.
Ham, you could eat it a couple days, you can reheat it and it doesn't stink. You put it on the rolls. I love like the dressing or stuffing that I call it dressing, you call it stuffing.
Yeah, so I'm making stuffing too.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Jeff's a really good cook. Jeff does it and then I just clean it up. That's kind of our system that we do, but you're really fast. Like I feel like when I was younger, like my grandma, everybody else cooking, it's like a long day. Everybody enjoys being in the kitchen and talking. That's how it was for me. And I feel like you just got a system down now and you get it out so fast.
I get organized. I clean as I go. I use those tins, that you get at like Costco or whatever, but they're just like, I use them for barbecue and everything. Those are the best things ever. So they're like, you could throw those away after you use them, but I put everything in there, bake that in the oven. And my favorite though that I left out, my favorite side dish for Thanksgiving is green bean casserole.
Oh, it's so good. Green bean casserole.
It's so easy to make. I don't know why we don't eat it like other than Thanksgiving, but I love it. It's my favorite.
Well, because all that food, oh my gosh.
And I got mashed potatoes too.
Well, it's good. When I was a kid, I didn't like pumpkin pie. I hated it. Now I love pumpkin pie. Is that not funny?
You know what's funny? I was going to get it today because I just stopped by Costco to grab a couple things, but it was like
huge. Way too much. We'd have too much.
Pie for the neighborhood.
But I love apple pie too.
So you want me to get a pie?
No, I'll go get it. I was at the grocery store the other day and I saw the pumpkin pie and I was like, dang. And it wasn't that
like
big.
A pumpkin pie.
But then I was like, I'll eat this whole pie myself. I'll like on a Saturday watch a documentary and I'll just eat the whole thing.
So what's your favorite? Ham? What's your favorite side?
My favorite side? I love stuffing, which I call dressing.
Do you like meat?
With gravy. Do
you like meat in your stuffing? Do you ever have meat in there?
No, I like it with bread and celery and whatever else is onions.
Because there's stuffing that you could make that's inside the turkey. That's why it's stuffing, because it's stuffed.
You did that one year.
Yeah, but then I think there's meat in there.
I'm sure it's all good. It's fattening. It's all good.
Yeah. But making it in the turkey, I think is the way to go. For me, anyway.
Yeah, I'll eat anything, so. It's all good.
You just throw a little pumpkin pie right in that turkey.
And wear my stretchy pants so I can just eat as much as I can and I don't feel fat, or stretchy jeans, and go to town.
Are we going to go around the table and tell each other what we're thankful for?
I always feel so cheesy doing that, but I guess we can. Payton, my brother will be here and he just gets drunk all the time. So he's probably going to be like, I'm thankful for.
By the way, go get some wine, like a lot of wine, and you're getting
Payton cleans house. He drinks.
I'm hiding all of our good wine, and then you go and get a bunch of shit.
And then he just smokes ciggies with one of my friends.
He doesn't know.
Oh, no, he doesn't care.
No. Yeah, he doesn't know what it is. Just get a lot of it.
Yeah, I'll just send him over to Jen's.
Again, nobody knows who that is.
I know. I'll just, anyways. But I think I said it was y'all are listening and it is Thanksgiving. I think I said that. If I said that, I'm sorry. Thanksgiving's Thursday, but
technically, yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, but y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families, friends, whoever you're spending Thanksgiving with. Eat lots of food. Listen to this podcast.
Get those stretchies on.
Yeah.
And have your brother-in-law drink you out of alcohol.
All right. Have a good day, night.
See you next time.
Bye.